Some toys never fall silent no matter how many years pass, how many owners come and go, or how many houses they are locked away in. In the north of Japan, deep inside the temple, there's a small doll seated behind glass, Okiku. At first glance, it looks ordinary, yet everyone who approaches says the same thing. It felt like it was watching me. Rumors of its hair constantly growing, its eyes coming to life at night, and the sudden cold that fills the room have turned Okiku into something far darker than a simple legend. Today, we'll uncover how this doll slowly became a waking nightmare and why even speaking its name still makes many people uneasy. In 1918, in another region of Hokkaido, Japan, a seemingly ordinary toy was purchased. It was bought for a little girl. Her name was Okiku. At first, everything was normal. The doll stood in a corner of the house like any other toy. But soon after, Okiku passed away, and from that moment on, everything began to change. The family kept the doll after their daughter's death, but as time passed, they realized that this doll was not ordinary. What truly frightened people wasn't just that it was a toy. It was that the doll didn't feel empty. Those who lived in the house said they could feel the doll's presence in a strange way. They weren't just seeing it, they felt as if they were being watched. This uneasiness grew, and eventually the family decided they could no longer keep the doll in their home, because this was no longer just a memory. It was something they could not explain. So, the doll was taken to Mananji Temple. And since that day, the Okiku doll is still kept there, but not in an ordinary way. It is stored in a special area inside the temple. It is cared for. And most importantly, it is never completely ignored. Because according to the monks, this is not just a toy. It is a body that something inhabits. What made the Okiku doll so famous around the world is a single claim. Its hair grows. At first, this was noticed as a small detail. The family thought the doll's hair looked longer than before, but no one took it seriously, until the hair noticeably grew. The previously short hair reached shoulder length over time, and at that point, no one could explain it as a misremembering. After being taken to Manenji Temple, this phenomenon supposedly continued. The monks have been saying the same thing for years. The hair grows and is trimmed at regular intervals. So, is this really possible? Scientifically, things look a bit different. Some experts say the hair used on the doll might be real human hair. Over time, the strands could loosen and drop downward, making them appear longer, or humidity and environmental conditions could change the hair's shape. So the hair might not actually be growing, it may only look that way. But here's the strange part. If this is just an illusion, why does it reportedly continue to be trimmed regularly? And more importantly, why has this claim never been completely disproven? At this point, the Okiku doll goes beyond a simple urban legend, because either a very strongly preserved belief exists, or there is indeed something that cannot be explained. Beyond the hair growth, there was another event. The family said the doll's hair began to resemble their daughter's hair. Let's go back to the beginning. After Okiku's death, silence filled the house. The family kept the doll in their daughter's room. At first, it was kept as a memory, a keepsake. But a few weeks later, strange things began to appear. The first sign was the soft footsteps the mother claimed to hear at night, as if a small child was walking on the wooden floors. Then they claimed to notice changes in the doll posture, the angle of its head, the direction of its eyes, as if it had moved slightly on its own when no one was looking. But what truly convinced the family was something beyond all this. The doll's hair began to closely resemble their daughter's hair. The texture, even the slight natural wave in some strands, became noticeable on the doll. The family no longer believed this was a coincidence. To them, this doll was not just an object, it was the last connection their lost daughters had with the world. In their view, they didn't adopt the doll adopted them. And thus, the bond between Okiku's spirit and the toy became an unspoken reality within the house. In Japanese culture, the belief that spirits can attach themselves to objects is quite strong. So the family chose a respectful pet instead of throwing away or destroying the doll. They took it to Menagerie Temple, where rituals for calming spirits are performed. Their intention was this: if their daughter's spirit was truly inside, to soothe her; if not, to drive away something harmful. And from that day on, the doll remained in the temple. The monks didn't just store it, they cared for it, which actually says a lot, even they didn't see the doll as an ordinary object. After the Okiku doll was brought to Menagerie Temple, the monks didn't want to talk about it for a long time. But as the years passed, some events grew beyond whispers. According to the monks, first, it has sometimes appeared more alive. Some monks say that the doll's eyes occasionally become brighter, reacting differently to the light in the room. Especially at night, they claim the doll's eyes take on a lively expression. Second, the shifting posture. And the display case where the doll is kept completely still, its head position, tilt or direction of gaze has elegantly changed in small but noticeable ways. The monks say, when we started cleaning, it was in one position. When we finished, it has shifted to another. Third, the room becoming cold during rituals. During certain religious rituals held in the temple, the room where the doll is kept is said to become suddenly cold. In Japanese beliefs, this is interpreted as intense spiritual energy. Fourth, the heaviness visitors feel. Some visitors say their breathing becomes heavy, their heart rate increases, and they feel as if an unseen presence is in the room. Some also say their eyes water involuntarily while looking at the doll, and temple workers call this an emotional energy reaction. None of these claims have been scientifically proven, but one thing is certain. No one feels like the Okiku doll is just an inanimate toy. Time feels different in that room, and no one at the temple likes being alone there. Today, the Okiku doll is still kept in Menagerie Temple. But this is not an ordinary display space. This is a temple, and Okiku is treated not as an object, but as a being worthy of respect. That's why there are some unwritten rules that all visitors follow. First, disrespect is absolutely forbidden. Mocking the doll, provoking it, or saying things like, "Are you real?" is not welcomed, because according to belief, spirits may react to disrespect. Second, photography is sensitive, although not always strictly forbidden. At certain times, visitors are discouraged from taking photos. Reason: some visitors claim to have seen strange shadows or different expressions in their pictures. Third, silence and attention. Speaking loudly or treating the area like a simple tourist attraction is frowned upon, because for many, this is still believed to be the place where a child's spirit resides. But there is another side of all this. Some of these rules may simply come from something more practical. This is a religious place. Respect is already deeply rooted in Japanese culture, and these rules may reinforce the mystical atmosphere. The Okiku doll may be just a well-preserved urban legend, or it may be the symbol of something people cannot explain. But one thing is certain. Everyone who leaves that room says the same thing. You feel like something is there. If you have additional information, please share it with us in comments. And if you want us to cover another cursed doll or object, please let us know. To be notified instantly about the next video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next video.